What is happening, guys? It's your boy TC back with another video. So what a disappointing end to Arsene Wenger's Arsenal career. I was expecting a champagne finish, if you want to call it that, but as you all know, we ended up suffering a 1-0 defeat to Atletico Madrid in the Europa League semi-final. Of course, Atletico Madrid set up in a way that they knew we were going over there to attack. We were going to take the game to them, and essentially there was no room yet again. So the tactic was exactly the same as the first leg, and essentially they just caught us on the break, and it was a really bad goal. But let's talk about the starting 11 on the evening, and of course in goal we had Ospina. Right back we had Hector Bellerin. In the middle of defence we started off with Mustafi and Koscielny. Left back it was as expected, Monreal. In the middle of the park again as expected, Xhaka, Wilshere as well as Ramsey. Up top I was expecting Mkhitaryan to feature really in the starting lineup, but of course we ended up seeing Welbeck starting. At the other side of the attack on the right we had Ozil, and up top we had obviously Lacazette, who was playing as a lone striker. So of course the whole game, we were essentially taking the game to Atletico Madrid right in the first half. Of course we did have a few shaky moments, and essentially we wobbled a little bit earlier on within the first half, but we ended up finding our feet within the match itself, and essentially we were bringing the game and taking the game to Atletico Madrid. Of course we did create a number of chances throughout the whole game. I think we had 20 crosses throughout the whole game, but we managed to actually just make contact with 2 of those. So you can see just by those particular stats how Atletico Madrid was set up. Again, as I said, similar to the first leg, we were having to go around the sides, and our fullbacks were having the most joy. Nacho Monreal put in a number of crosses. A lot of the times there was no one on the other end of those crosses. They were essentially just going to waste, and our goal was meant to come from the wings. So as I said, a very devastating goal that ended up going in courtesy of Diego Costa. And very similar to the last goal, very long ball. One of our players gets caught sleeping, napping, and in this case it was Hector Bellerin. Before you knew it, Costa was through on goal, and Hector Bellerin was about, it would have been at least at the most about 5 yards, 6 yards behind Costa, but he should have been slightly a bit more tighter, as you can see from the image on the screen. Essentially, that gave Costa the opportunity just to run into the space. Hector Bellerin, as soon as we lost possession, should have read the play and essentially followed his man along. And he did follow his man along, but unfortunately, Costa was too strong for him, and Diego Costa just finished it over the keeper. The keeper was on the floor, and we found ourselves 1-0 down. As I said, from that point, of course, we were taking the game to Atletico Madrid, but we did have also some very big chances. One was Aaron Ramsey's chance, which sort of bobbled off of his thigh, if you like, just above his knee, and the ball would not just sit for him, and by the time the opportunity came, he was surrounded by defenders and the keeper and everyone else involved, and essentially he could not get that shot off. Second chance, of course, Nacho Monreal found himself in good space. Terrible touch, should have just taken a touch on his left foot and essentially just cushioned it or taken a shot. Or crossed it, I should have said. But yeah, essentially that chance came to nothing. Lacazette also had a very big chance, in my opinion. Should have tucked that one away. The ball just sort of ran away from him. The touch was a bit too heavy on his part, and essentially that chance went begging as well. So of course, very disappointing defeat, and I can't say really I'm looking forward to next season, purely because we're going to be in the Europa League again, and we have to sit through this long, tedious competition yet again. Very disappointed, but of course, as I said, Atletico Madrid weren't more superior than us. We weren't ruthless enough, and essentially we're suffering the consequences of not being ruthless enough. So as usual, guys, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. So once again, guys, it's your boy TC from I'm Gonna Talk TV, and I'm out.